And we're live again. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. My name is David Bradley, Senior Sales and Marketing Manager with Grant Cardone. Now, what goes on the Cardone Solutions Podcast? Well, it was very simple. We're going to take, 87%. 87 today. Sometimes it's 85, sometimes it's 90, sometimes it's just 80. Today, 87% of what we do here is 100% free. I have no idea where the 87 came from, but I'm just going to go with it. So 87% of what we do at Cardone Trading Technologies is 100% free. And so what I want to do is make sure that the free content we're putting out there gives you full value, that you're getting everything from it, and that you're actually able to take it and plug it into your sales and your business and your life. So what I do is I'm going to go grab a blog post that Grant did. I'm going to take an email that's got sent out, maybe an article he's posted, a tweet, something up on the gram, maybe a YouTube video. I'm going to dissect it. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to put maybe a little bit of my own spin on it, some of my 2 cents. I'm going to give it back to you with some action ideas, things that you can implement and measure, and then plug into your sales, your business, and your life so that you're doing what? You're getting better. That you're better today than you were yesterday. Now today, though, I'm going to go a little bit off script on that, and I'm going to give you a piece of my own mind. I'm going to talk about ways Grant Cardone has changed my mind. And I'm going to give you 3 of them. There's a lot of them, but I'm going to give you 3 of them. Then we'll talk about what you can do with them as well. Okay. However, before I get into that, I've got a favor for you. I need to ask you 3 of them technically. Number 1, make sure you've subscribed to the Cardone Solutions Podcast, wherever it is that you're digging into this, whether this is up on YouTube, whether this is on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, wherever it is you're enjoying this podcast, please make sure that you've subscribed so you don't miss a thing. And if you're getting value out of it because you did just subscribe, make sure that you're sharing it out there as well. If you hear an episode that is like, man, that was perfect for me today, if it was good for you, I promise you it will be good for somebody else, and they deserve to get it too. So make sure you're sharing it out there, that it's getting out into cyberspace, and that we're helping people. Service is senior to selling. It's a core tenement here. It's a core belief system at Grant's office. That's why 87% of what we do here is 100% free. So make sure you're sharing it out there. You're getting it out to other folks. And then last thing, leave me some comments. Feedback is important. I do the podcast for 2 people. Number 1, I do it for me because it helps me stay sharp. It helps me stay on point and connected to purpose. But it's for you, really, right? And I want to make sure you're getting everything you can from it. So if there's something you'd like to see or hear that I haven't touched on yet, I take requests. Drop me a comment. Drop me a suggestion. If it's working for you, awesome. Let me know. If it's not, that's okay too. Let me know so I can fix it. All right. So, do we have any sponsors? Who sponsors the Cardone Solutions Podcast? Well, right now we're going to focus on one. The Cardone Solutions Podcast, this episode has been sponsored by the 10X Business Bootcamp. This is a live event. It's a 3-day deep dive into sales, marketing, and execution. We do it quarterly, typically, in Miami, Florida. It's usually at a nice place, whether it's the Turnberry or the Diplomat Hotel. But it's 3 days with Grant, the sales team, the executive team from the Miami office, and we spend 3 days digging into sales, marketing, and execution. It is a powerful, powerful, life-changing event. Now, there are 2 ways you can get to it. We have executive tickets. We have VIP tickets. The VIP obviously gets you closer, gets you up front, gets you a more intimate setting. Here's what's interesting, though, is because of the COVID thing, and because of social distancing, we're keeping this intimate. We're not bringing as many people to this as we used to. So tickets are limited. They're going super duper fast, and we've added dates. So the one in July is already sold out. I can get you on a waiting list if you want to come to that one. There is August, September, and October available right now, but these, again, selling fast. I would hate to have to put you on a waiting list. Okay. 3 days at the event, workbooks, trainer manual, networking opportunities. That's executive level. You go VIP, you get lunch with Grant and the team as well each single day. You get closer to the front. Basically what happens is Grant talks for a little bit. We do a little bit of Q&A, then everybody breaks off into groups and we practically apply and or role play what we just learned. And we do that all day, every day for 3 days. Okay, so you don't want to miss this. But Grant's got a special right now. If you can make sense of coming to this thing, he's thrown in 12 months access to Cardone University for free. Okay, so for tickets, pricing, and more information, go to cardonesolutions.com/bootcamp. That's cardonesolutions.com/bootcamp. Have any questions? Need some clarity? Need to pick my brain a little bit before you make a decision? Not a problem. My job is to get you all the information you need so you can make a well-informed decision. Call me, 310-777-0352. Happy to talk it out with you. Now, on to today's topic. Grant Cardone has changed my mind. In fact, there are many ways that my mind has been changed for the better because of Grant Cardone and his teachings. But I'm going to give you 3 today, 3 that have impacted me and moved me closer to my full potential. And hopefully these 3 things can do the same for you, which is move you closer to your potential. I'm going to list them out and then I'm going to break them down. Okay, number 1, nothing happens to you. It happens because of you. Number 2, success is your ethical duty, obligation, and responsibility. And number 3, action is the middle finger to doubt. So I want to look at each one individually, talk about how it's helped me, and then most importantly, have you start thinking with, how do I implement these 3 concepts, these 3 mind changers into my life right now? Because we got a lot going on in the world right now. And you want to make sure that you are in complete control of what you can control, and that is where your focus must be right now. Okay, so leads me right into number 1. Nothing happens to you. It happens because of you. So we got our good buddy Henry Ford from back in the day saying something to the effect of, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. But Grant, as Grant will do, will take that concept to a completely different level. He'll 10x that concept. And it's almost Zen-like. So this is a big old horse pill you get to swallow too. Sorry about that. You got to take full responsibility and credit for everything that happens in your life. That's the good and the bad. It's the positive and the negative. Now, thankfully for me, in 2007, I finally started to not just truly understand this, but I started to act on it. And keep in mind, I started following Grant towards the end of 2003. But it took me almost 4 years to finally hear it. I made a decision to stop blaming the world for my situations. And I recognized that everything that has happened to me in my life up to that point, and up to this point for that matter, has been a result of the choices I had made and was making. And there was nothing else. Even the things most would consider to be outside of my circle of influence, the things that you convince yourself that you have no control over, what I have total control over, guaranteed, for sure, and you do too, is my response and how I perform in the now. So if I'm the reason that good things happen, then I am consequently, yin and yang, the reason bad things happen. And the deeper my understanding of this gets, interestingly enough, the ratio of good to bad stuff happening in my life it continues to shift towards the good and the great. And I know that when it's not going quite the way I want it to, that something's out. So you can literally use this as a barometer. Follow? Okay, so just remember that. Nothing happens to you. It happens because of you. And the sooner you take full responsibility for everything happening in your life, the sooner you can take control over it, which leads us perfectly into number 2. A little sip of coffee. Number 2 is this. Success is your ethical duty, obligation, and responsibility. Now, the first time I heard this was at a Grant Cardone seminar in 2010. Yeah, 2010. We have heard Grant talk about success as a duty for quite some time. But in 2010, at that seminar, he dropped in the word ethical. And so just real fast, let's define some words quickly. We're not going to go full on Wednesday word on these things. We're just going to define these fast. Success, the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. Ethic, a set of moral principles, especially ones relating to or affirming a specified group, field, or form of conduct. Duty, a moral or legal obligation, a responsibility. Obligation, an act or course of action to which a person is morally or legally bound, a duty or commitment. See some of these things weaving together? Responsibility, a moral obligation to behave correctly toward or in respect of. Okay? So here's the question. Who are you? Who am I? All you theater people just went right to Les Miserables, didn't you? Who am I? So look, if you're religious, if you're religious at all, right, you have to recognize that God made you in God's image. And the poet Rumi said, what he said was beautiful. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. So if you're a physicist and you recognize that we are mostly made up of empty space, right? And that motion and gravity is what's keeping you and everything else together. And that the same atoms and elements that make up your body have the energy potential to either power a city or destroy one. We did not show up on planet Earth to live an average, ordinary life. Period. You don't have that much energy and potential in you to just be normal. Maybe that is what's normal. So what is your aim? What is your purpose? And so once I started taking full responsibility for my life, I began to realize that now, consequently, I have an obligation to show myself, my family, my community, country, world, what we are truly capable of doing and becoming. So since success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, we're obliged, if you will, to find and know ours and then live to the fullest. And if you've got any doubt, which I'll cover in a second, about your purpose, any uncertainty about what it truly is, then I will tell you that purpose can always be found in the service of others. So in what way are you on purpose? Horse pills, right? Yeah, okay. So, third, take these two things, the first two that I gave you, okay? Nothing happens to you, it happens because of you. Success is your ethical duty, obligation, and responsibility. So, number 3, action is the middle finger to doubt. How much uncertainty do we have going on right now? A little bit. This is the third thing in this particular episode. Maybe I should do more of these. But this is the third way Grant has changed my mind for now. When you're in doubt, do something. We are all better off doing something as opposed to doing nothing. If you're going to go down swinging. Doubt has to be the one thing most responsible for the delay of life. If we're not here to just be average and live an ordinary life, when you got some doubt, you're better off doing something rather than nothing. In 1968, Arthur C. Clarke published the book 2001: A Space Odyssey, and then they made a movie out of it shortly thereafter. It's 2020, and it seems that we are light years away from that level of space travel. And why? Doubt. So in our daily life, in your life, your daily life, your routines, how have we allowed doubt to slow our progress? Remember, it's happening to you. It's happening because of us. Not to us, excuse me. And success is a duty. So when the doubt creeps in and wants you to slow down, do something. Take action. Maybe even take 10x levels of action. So just for today, a little experiment, okay? Just for today, no matter what goes on for you, no matter what goes down today, assume that somehow you caused it. It's your deal, okay? Take full responsibility for what happens. All of it, okay? And then, in addition to that, recognize that you are the ocean in a drop. You're a drop of the ocean. And do something. Do something on a massive level. Take lots of action today. Play full out. Go all in, okay? Because tomorrow you can come back and you can repeat all of that, okay? What'd you get from today? How's it helping? What'd you learn? Did you? How can I help you dial this in? How can I help you take ownership of these 3 things? And if not me, who? Who's going to help you? Because you can't do this alone, okay? And if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. Get yourself on Cardone University, because all 3 of these philosophies and principles are in there right now. And you can actually get 14 days on the program for free. Head on over to cardonesolutions.com/CardoneU free. That's cardonesolutions.com/Cardone, the letter U, the word free. Do not do this alone. Okay, go get yourself some help, or get yourself some help. And if that's me, if I can help you in any way, shape, or form, give me a holler. 310-777-0352 is my direct line. My office, my email, david@grantcardone.com. And speaking of Grant Cardone, let me leave you with his words. Tongue-tied today. Let me leave you with the words of Grant Cardone, which is be great, because nothing else pays. See you soon.